Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Shah bin Azman Shah, and I'm from Kuching Tesa Group, and my metric number is GP03787. So basically, in this short video, I will be presenting on my findings and implications of my small-scale research under the title of Assessing Language Learning Strategies of English Language Primary Schools Users Cases in Kapit, Sarawak. Before that, I would like to give you some overview of my small-scale research. So basically, this research has been conducted in one of the very rural school in Kapit, Sarawak, which considered as a P3 school. P3 here stands for Pedalaman 3, and it is considered as low enrollment school because it has less than 50 pupils. And in this small scale research, I have included or involving 12 pupils from year 4, 5 and 6, since we have less than 10 students for each class and they are less exposure to English language environment. So the methodology I have been using the questionnaire, which has been adapted by Cohen and Oxford 2002, and this questionnaire has covered 5 different skills. So this is my research objective and this is my findings. For the first one, we focus on the listening strategy used. For questions number 1, indicates that about 8 samples representing respectively 67% claim that they listen to English more through people speaking and only small percentage listen to English through other sources such as a movie and also television shows. For questions number 2, there are 6 samples stated that they try to understand English sounds and words while listening by asking questions, representing 50%, whereas the 33% of the samples are by asking persons of that particular persons to repeat, and only 1 sample by guessing the meaning and remembering familiar words. The next one is the speaking strategy used. Questions number 4 is about the vocabulary strategies. About 50% or 6 samples are practicing English, the target language, by copying English people talk, where the 33% by practicing the grammar rules that they have learned and the rest by practicing the sounds that they have learned. For questions number 5, 50% samples plan their talk before they are getting involved in a conversations or discourse, especially when they are talking to people, while the rest are okay to be corrected while using the language, and some of the sample preferred to use conversation or preferred to start conversations. So this is a findings for vocabulary strategy use. For questions number 3, it shows that 50% of the sample, which is 6 persons or 6 pupils, learn English words by using them in the sentences or writings, while 33% had written the words for several times in order to learn the new words. On the other hand, only 70% of them had written down the words on cards. For this one, for these questions, half of the sample, which govern 50% of them, choose to ask for help if they do not remember the words in the target language, while the rest prefer to use the language that they know and also their body movement. For strategies or reading strategies used, question number 7, 33% of the samples claim that they read English a lot or they only read for interesting things only, while 70% stated that they read English materials for fun, and some of them choose to read English which is not hard. Question number 8 shows that 42% of samples will stop and think if they come across with English materials that they do not understand. The other samples will simply read again 25% and mark and underline the difficult words, which governs 70% of the samples. And one samples claim that they will straight away stop reading and refuse to read the materials that they did not understand. For writing strategy use, According to questions number 9, almost majority of the sample, which governs 83%, stated that they planned before they write, and only a very small percentage ask others first and look at their writings or use the dictionary. For the last question, 67% of the sample read through their writings and try to understand them, while some of the sample choose to check their grammar first, while the rest refuse to check them at all. And then next, we move to the implications of the small scale research. So here, basically, this survey provide an insight for teachers to improve and identify the strengths of their pupils. And perhaps after the students or the pupils complete this, the teachers become more aware of the strategies that the pupils use to enhance their language learnings. Other than that, the students or the pupils should be able not to just learn their best language learning strategies, but to become or to enable them to become an effective language strategist users later on. So, the survey was constructed in order to help the language learning user to use more than one strategies in order to master one particular language. Thus, it is too early and unacceptable to say that whether that particular strategy is good or bad has impact on the persons individually. And this survey also has somehow or this research also has somehow provide an important tool to reflect teachers' method in the classrooms, and it also will make the teachers become more sensitive towards people's individual characteristics which differ from one another. This is as what has been proposed by Howard Gardner, where each individual they have a different intelligence. So in conclusion, language learners provide teachers with essential data on pupils' ability and capability in learning the target language effectively, where here we can see that different peoples may have a different strategies in order to learn the language. Thus, we cannot say that there is no such thing as one size suits all. Every person have their own way of learning the language. Thus, it's important for the teachers to say that mixed methods might work better than stick on one. I think that's it from me. Thank you.